Hello, everyone. Tonight, I'm so excited for this call. We have Diamond Gold Ambassador Rozalyn Payne. Most people call her Roz.
Yeah.
And I got to know Roz at convention when I was a presenter trainer with her in the Ruby Senior Ruby breakout session. So if you were in that session, you got to get a little piece of Roz in there, and you're going to get a really big, beautiful piece of Roz tonight. So I am super, super excited because when I sat and watched Roz's presentation, I thought, how have I never thought about silver in this way? I was so impressed with your health testimonial, with your business testimonial, and you made me laugh till I almost peed a little. So I'm so excited for you guys to hear from Roz tonight. She's going to tell you her whole story, but just as a short, small intro, she was an ad executive for 18 years in corporate America, and she left that job for Plexus. So anyone that has ever looked at someone who is super, super successful, already wealthy, and written them off for the business, I am here to tell you, you are making a big, massive mistake in the way you're approaching people about Plexus. Because highly successful people who already have money are going to be an amazing asset to your team. And at the end of the day, most people don't want their 9-to-5 job anymore. Even if they're not saying that, they don't want their job anyway. So Roz, if you will share your health story with us, what convinced you to do the business? Maybe if you were turned off at all, you can share that as well. And then some of the other stories that we talked about that even Sean is excited to hear again tonight.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm totally honored to be on here with y'all. I live down in Dallas, Texas, McKinney. It's a suburb of Dallas. And I'll just tell you guys a little bit about my story and how I got in this craziness. Okay, I've been in for a while. I'm kind of an old timer at this point. I joined Plexus in June of 2013. Gosh, it seems like it was so long ago, right? I actually signed under the guise of my best friend, and some of you might have heard of her. Her name is Celeste Gwynn. And Celeste actually had been taking the products for probably like 6-8 months. And she was the kind of person that tried anything that was new. And I'm completely not that person. That's it. We're opposites. You guys will notice this after this whole Zoom. You'll realize you guys aren't anything alike. But she was always trying something new, the latest and greatest. And so she was trying this pink drink, and I was just, again, rolling my eyes at her. What are you trying now? But she was losing weight, and she was looking fabulous and feeling amazing. So 6 months in, she's got this amazing story, and she wasn't even an ambassador yet. So when her friend from college, Jen, encouraged her to sign up, I was the first person she called. And she's like, Roz, we totally got to do this Plexus thing together, and on and on and on. And I was like, absolutely not. I was a massive skeptic, y'all. I wanted nothing to do with network marketing, with anything like that. I'd been an advertising professional my entire career. I'd gone to college. I got a degree. I was working for the man. I thought in my world and in my profession, I just thought that's just the way you become successful, right? I mean, you work for somebody else, you move up the corporate ladder, you go into management, middle management, upper management, VP, whatever those stair steps look like. Never in a million years did I ever think of doing anything outside of that, much less do something that I always thought was completely cheesy, to be completely honest with you. I never wanted to be one of those people. I had all those preconceived notions of what people have, of what network marketing is. I had them all. I just thought it was ridiculous. So all of my girlfriends that I did life with all started joining Celeste. All started taking this little product, all started joining her, and I was rolling my eyes at all of them in front of them. I'm a great friend, by the way. And I was like, y'all are crazy. Y'all are just jumping off the bridge because Celeste is. And, Celeste had her followers, and there's a lot of people that whatever. I mean, she's a huge influencer, which is why she's so successful. She would do anything, and everybody would want to try it. She'd eat somewhere and talk about it. Everybody wanted to go there. She'd buy a new outfit. Everybody wanted to know where she went. She got it. And it was, that was just her. So I just thought, this is just yet another thing everybody's following Celeste on. But what I started to realize is that all my friends, these are people that I did life with, they were all getting healthy and looking awesome and losing weight, and they were all making a lot of money. And I was like, wait a minute. Some of these people have never worked a day in their life, and they're like totally killing it. And I'm working 60, 70 hours a week and barely scratching the surface of what some of them are making. I mean, I was getting kind of mad. I was like, come on. At what point is the bottom going to fall out of this so I can be right? Right? You know what I mean? I mean, I was like, this isn't cool. This isn't cool that all these people around me are being uber successful. This was about 3 months in. Celeste proceeded to sign up all my friends as customers or ambassadors because I wasn't doing it. So she's like, Roz, if you don't want to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm like, good luck. And just this snowball started to grow. So everybody in my immediate circle was doing plexus. We were like laying out at people's houses, by the pool, and they were all talking plexus. Celeste is over in the corner, like closing a deal, and some of the girls are talking about their points, and I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh, is this what my life is going to be like around you guys? This is a whipping. But then secretly inside, I was thinking, you know what? What if I'm the idiot here? What if I'm the one that's missing this train that's barreling by? But I was still a complete skeptic. And there was a couple reasons why. I have a heart condition. It's called paroxysmal atrial tachycardia. It's where my heart would take off beating in irregular beats, going about like 180 to 200 beats a minute. And these episodes would last about a half an hour. And, I didn't like to take a lot of over-the-counter things or random supplements or anything that might give me an arrhythmia. And so I always steered clear of anything. That was one. Secondly, I just had no desire to do a business of this sort. It turned me off. All I thought of was parties and a garage filled with product and whatnot. But it really took my husband to kind of shake me and say, hey, take a look at this. And that's really kind of weird because I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, it took me forever to get my husband to buy into this, or to understand that this is really legitimate and it really has legs. He actually was a believer before I was, which is still kind of shocks me. And Emily, I don't even know if I told this part of the story. I don't really remember, but there was a knock at our door and it was a UPS guy. Did I tell you this part of this? And
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, yeah, because we have limited time, so I couldn't tell my entire thing.
Oh.
He came to the door with this box with, remember the duct tape where it said slim all around on the duct tape?
Yes.
And I opened the door and I was like, is she pushing this stuff on me? Seriously? And my husband leans his head out the office. He's like, babe, that's mine. That's mine. I'm like, are you buying it from my best friend on the sly? What's happening right now? I'm like, this is ridiculous. And he's like, and he sat there. We were in this room right here. This is our office. And he sat there and he's like, yeah, what are you so afraid of? And I'm like, all prideful. I'm like, I'm not afraid. I just think it's kind of ridiculous. And he's like, all your friends, because I see it all over Facebook, Ross, and your friends are killing it. And what if this could help us? I mean, I was working 3 jobs at the time. I was working a full-time job. I had 2 clients on the side from an ad agency that I had once owned, and it had completely gone under during the recession. And so I had 2 clients left hanging on. I was working them. I have a billboard company. I was working for my children's school, running their marketing and their media. I had so many balls in the air. I wasn't afraid of hard work. And that was what really helped me in this whole marketing biz. But I just, I was just like, hon, this is just, I've got too much on my plate. How could I even work that in? And he said, but what if it could help our bottom line? I mean, we were struggling. And I think that was something that really, to the core of everything, was really hard for me to swallow, was that my husband and I were working very, very, very hard, but we never could make the ends meet. It was like we always were right under the water. And like right when we thought we were ahead, the hot water heater went out. Right when we were ahead, we had to get 4 tires on the car. There was always something. We were having to slap down credit cards to put stuff on. And it was so stressful. I mean, the constant financial stress. And we just kind of chalked it up to, we're going to just be, in a 6-figure debt for, the rest of our marriage. Because I don't know how we're going to get out of this. But when he laid this out and he's like, what if this could help us? Really, even on top of all that, we had some medical bills that we were trying to struggle with. I have a son. He's high functioning on the autism spectrum, and he was needing a new therapy. And it was a brain mapping therapy and it was going to cost us $1,000 out of pocket every month. And my insurance company refused to pay for it. And more than anything, I just felt like an inadequate mom. I couldn't even, pay for something to help my son. He was going into middle school. I was scared to pieces because you guys know that just for a typical child, going into middle school is so scary. But for a mama to send her special need kids child into a middle school, I was broken and I didn't know what to do. And I just pretty much just put it out of my mind because I thought, I don't even know what we're going to do or how this is going to happen. So when my husband said, what if this could pay for that therapy? What if this could help him? It was like a massive paradigm shift. Everything changed in that moment. Like the whole time I was thinking about me, and I was so prideful. I was thinking about how would this look, on me, and how would, what would people think? Not once did I think of how this was going to bless my family, the people that I love more than anything in the world. And that's when I just look at myself. I'm like, what? I mean, you were so selfish at the beginning of this. So when he said that, I was like, okay, he brought up my son. I'm like, I'll knock down a wall for that child. I'll do anything for him. Okay, I'm going to give this a try. I bet we'll make a couple $100 and we're going to have to pray through the rest because I don't know how this is going to work. It doesn't make sense to me. And I don't know how it's going to work, but I wanted to do it for him. I wanted to do it for my son. And I thought, I'll do anything for him. So I called Celeste and I was like, okay, girl, I'm in. I'm going to do this. I'm going to give this a shot. And she was like, oh, game on. And so I got out this notebook. I still have it. It's in this pile over here. Sorry, I've got this dry cough, y'all. And so I wrote down my notes on one sheet of paper. I still remember some of her top tips. And I literally put on my blinders and I went to work. My first full month with Plexus, I made $1,200 commission. And y'all, it was mind blowing that I was able to make that $1,000 to cover Colton. But that extra $200, it was like a gift from the Lord saying, you can do so much more with this. This is your opportunity. Take it and run with it. And I couldn't deny it. I was like, I did something I never even thought a million years I could do. And I would be a fool to squander it at this point. And so, at the beginning, my whole why was my child and my son and this therapy. And then it flipped to, oh my gosh, what if I could be home? What if I could retire from this career? What if I could be the mom I've always wanted to be and always denied that I didn't want to be because I thought I was trapped in this career? I thought, oh no, I love to work. Oh no, this is great. When deep down, I wanted to be that mom who made brownies, and I wanted to be the mom who was the, picking up the kids after school every day, and the mom that wasn't miserable on Sunday afternoons because I knew I had to go to work the next day, or the mom that couldn't get up out of a chair at work without a boss telling me I could, or I couldn't take vacations unless a boss told me I could. I mean, I was that person for so many years, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. So when I told Celeste, okay, girl, I think I want to retire. I'm going to do this. I did the same thing I did before. I put on my blinders. I made a plan because I knew I had limited time. I knew I did not have all the time that my friends. I mean, Celeste had never worked a day in her life. She had 40 hours a week to work this business. So I was like, of course you can do this. But I knew in my heart, I was like, I know how to work. I'm not afraid of work. I'm not afraid to pick up, extra work here and there. I can pull this off. I know I can. And and I did. I figured out a schedule. I figured out when I could work my business. I woke up 30 minutes early every day, did a little bit of work, worked every lunch break. But it was fun. And you guys know that when your business is building and you're adding people and every message is a, hey, I want to give it a try, or hey, I want to sign up on your team. It's like this adrenaline you get where you're like, oh my gosh, every single step, every call, every message I'm answering, every person I'm following up with is guiding me back home with my kids. And I kept that focus 100% of the time. And I had those people making fun of me. I had the people going, oh, here goes Roz, trying to sell to her friends and whatever they said. And I was like, I'm not going to let your opinions of what I'm doing take me away from my children. That's not going to happen. So y'all are welcome to say that, and you're welcome to feel that way. But I'm getting text messages from people's husbands saying, thank you for helping my wife. You got her off the couch. My wife was in a depression and she was miserable and she was sad and our marriage was in shambles and she was so sick. And because you called her and because you forced her to do this, I forced her, I like that, but it's true. I was like, you've got to do this. You'll get all your money back after 2 months if it doesn't work. You've got to give it a try. And she did. And it changed her life. Not one time when I was in advertising did I ever have a boss call me and tell me that I did something that was life-changing. I was making CEOs rich of British Airways, TGI Fridays, Arby's, all these different companies that I worked for Dr. Pepper for a long time. But not once did I ever do anything that really mattered. And now I was doing something that was changing lives and making people, making people walk in different shoes and get off medications and find health that doctors told them they would never find. And I was not doing it. I never was so proud that I was like, it's because of me. I was just a conduit to getting this stuff in people's hands. That's all I was. The Lord was using me in that way. And I am so grateful to him, and I honor him daily because of it, because he gave me this opportunity. And now, I mean, my journey went fast. I live in a part of Dallas that lots of people are willing to throw down $100 to try stuff. And so it was, we had a strong market here. I was able to rank up pretty fast. I went to Emerald in about 9 months, Sapphire 2 months later, and Diamond 3 months after that. I just had a lot of people I wrapped my arms around quickly. A lot of people ask me, how did you find your team? How did you find your runners? I ran towards like-minded people. I needed people with high levels of character and integrity. I don't do shady. I'm doing things on the up and up, and if you're not going to do it that way, this is probably not the team for you. We're a very prayed over team. We work together. All my core legs of my team, my strongest positions are all past ad executives with me. Y'all might know Andrea Mitchell. She spoke from convention. She's my level 1. She was my assistant for 2 years, maybe 2.5 years at an ad agency. I knew how she worked. I knew she could multitask. I knew she could work her way around a computer, and I knew she's a darn good people person. So I went after her. Susan Stern, she's a Sapphire out of Boise, Idaho. She was an account executive in the office next to me. I knew she was just a work baller. She was fabulous. She was a hard worker. She didn't take no for an answer, and she was a quick learner. I went after her. Kim Pollock. All these people, we all worked at this ad agency together, and I knew it. I knew if I got these people who I know how to work and are passionate and really have a strong level of integrity, I could build a team. And that's what I did. And I just kept going after these people. I didn't throw darts at a board. I mean, everybody has different ways of doing this. So please don't look at my style and think, well, Ross did it that way, so that's the way we have to do it. That's why there's so many, that's why we do all these videos and all these Zooms, so you can learn all these different ways of working your business and see which one fits the best. It's like a jacket. Which jacket fits the best? Which style? Or take a little bit from each of us and utilize that. But this is what worked for me. There's other, like Celeste's whole team is sorority sisters. They were like-minded. They knew each other well. They had really deep relationships. So they were able to, work together in that way. I know there's teacher teams and all kinds of teams like that. So let me talk a little bit. A couple more things I'm just looking at my notes here because I want to make sure that I don't skip anything. I think one thing that really has shocked people was finding out how much money we make. I honestly thought, and this cough is killing, it's been dragging on, y'all. It's dry here right now. I apologize for this.
At our senior gold retreat a couple weeks ago, we had our jewels and gems present, and one of our senior rubies, Natalie Prinky, who happens to be my sister, she got the worst cough and was coughing through the whole thing, and she felt so badly, and all of us were like, just keep talking. We love everything you're saying. So Roz, we love everything you're saying. Drink as much water as you need.
Great.
You are just shining down on us.
Well, great. Well, thanks you guys for showing me grace on this, because having a cough when I want to talk is really kills me. But so okay, back what I was saying. People are always so curious, and they still are, about how much money do we really make. They really think in their heart of hearts we make a couple $100, or maybe some person who lives up in Sioux City, Iowa, makes $100,000 a month, or whatever number they have in their mind. But they really think everybody just kind of makes a couple $100. And I realize this because I don't talk about money a lot. But every time I do, there's quite the response. I was able to put my daughter at a new school by the blessings of Plexus. It's a school I never could have afforded. It's a private school. She's into acting. She's an actress. And so we put her in a school down in Dallas that specializes in fine arts. and it's a Christian school. And so I was there meeting all these new moms and, kind of getting to know everybody. And it took us a few weeks to kind of get comfortable with each other. And somebody at this table brought up the fact that, yeah, Roz, you do that. I mean, do people really make money doing that? I was like, oh yeah, they really do. And she's like, well, like, what's a lot? I mean, like what are we talking here? Y'all, I dropped a number and this girl dropped an F-bomb at the lunch in front of all the other moms. And I'm like, we're at a Christian school. What's happening right now? This is crazy. But she was like, no way. So she runs home. She tells her husband, he's freaking out. He's calling his buddies who happens to know it was the weirdest thing. And I'm getting all these messages going, my husband's buddy over at Northwestern Mutual heard a rumor that, and I'm like, all this came from this lady dropping an F-bomb at a lunch. And it shocked everybody. And then everybody wanted to know what was going down. So then everybody ends up, which was kind of makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Everyone's finding out how much money I'm making. But y'all, they started acting really different around me after that. And it wasn't acting like, oh, wow, she makes good money. It was more of leaning in a little bit more, wanting to hear a little bit more about this and wanting to hear how in the world we're able to make this kind of money. And do I know other people making this kind of money? Well, I actually do. 9 of my best friends that I did life with before Plexus are all diamonds in the company. My kids went to a school for a long, long time, 600 kids in the whole school, tiny school, pre-K through 12. There are 12 jewels that have come out of that, and 9 of them are diamonds. Out of a tiny school. It has nothing to do with with who you do your immediate life with. You guys know that. I mean, all of our networks are from people that we've known in our past lives. That sounds really crazy. But in our past, youth group, first grade, second grade, Boy Scouts, first job, second job, third job, your parents' friends. I mean, we all have such interesting connections. I'm located here in Dallas, Texas. Y'all want to know where my biggest teams are? Boise, Idaho, Amarillo, Texas, and the state of Alabama. State of Alabama because of Julia Carty and Garland's All State. But those are my biggest, that's where my biggest percentage of ambassadors are. It's not here in Dallas. I don't have a very big Dallas team at all. And that's the beauty of this. The beauty of this is when you have people that are like, oh, she doesn't want to join because all the teachers at her school are ambassadors. Oh my goodness. That actually helps because that gives credibility to what you're doing is what it does. So yeah, you get on there and you just start reaching out to everybody you knew or you've known in your past. Even what's happening today. Okay, everybody's trying to win these contests, and I'm trying to be a leader, a modeling leader for a lot of my people who are like 2, 3, 4 people away from earning this cruise. So I'm hopping on the phone and I'm doing voice messages and recording myself so people can hear. And y'all, 4 phone calls. I had 4 people buy Joy. What in the world? I've been doing this for 5.5 years. And just because I didn't just slap it on Facebook and sit back and expect that to work my business, I give people a call. And I said, girl, you've been seeing this Joyum stuff? You've got to be on this. This stuff is insane. You've been seeing this, right? Yeah, Roz, I've been seeing it all over Facebook. I guess I should get some of that. Yeah, you should. Here's my link. Get it now. That's all I say. It's talking to people with confidence. Talking to them with confidence and letting them know how much you believe in it so they have no doubt to believe in it as well. When I'm looking to build my team, there's one more point I'm gonna tap on. When I'm looking at trying to grow my team, okay, so I've got some people, I've talked to some people have joined. I had a couple people join today. The first thing I'm going to be doing with them tomorrow is explaining and talking to them the details about silver and going silver. And why is that so important, Roz? Why did you pick silver out of everything? I told them the basics. I told them to make their list. I told them, some basic, integrity rules that we keep on our team about, not poaching other ambassadors and, being respectful and blah, blah, blah. But then I talked to them about the comp plan and I talked to them about going silver. Going silver is the foundation of your business. You can't rank up. You can't make any more extended parts of our compensation plan until you go silver. You have to have 3 active working ambassadors underneath you to start your team and to really start making money and growing your team. So, when I talk to people, I immediately tell them that. I'm like, you know what? If you love these products, the best thing is you get your own products paid for. And then it's crazy. You start making commission off your own products. If you're interested, just share it with a couple friends. I'm sure your mom would love that Joyome too. And you probably have some roommates or your sisters would probably love that stuff. You get 3 people to sign up under you, you go silver right now. And right now they're offering a double bonus. You get 200 bucks. What would you do with 200 bucks right now? What would you do with that? And all of a sudden, they're not thinking about the business. I'm not a salesperson. They're not throwing all these doubts out. They're thinking in their mind how they're going to spend that 100 bucks, 200 bucks, I mean to say. And they're like, my gosh, if I have 200 bucks, I could get that, I could go ahead and, pay for my kid's uniform that I'm just going to have to go get used, but I could get them a new uniform. I was like, dude, let's get you that 200 bucks. Let's do that right now. You can do that. You can do that in a day. And they're like, are you really? I was like, yeah. And then by then, you already get your products paid for. What a cool day that would be, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I guess so. I also ask them, I'll say stuff like, if you've got 3 people on your team, how does that look? Do you think you'd want friends on your team? Because the cool thing here is you get to pick your own coworkers. Who would you want to work with? Oh my gosh, I love my college friends. They're my best friends in the world. Let's call up your college friends. What if you guys could all go to Hawaii together? You go silver, you got 3 people. We'll teach them all how to go silver. And then I'll show you how to go gold, and you're gonna get even more bonus. And they're like, whoa. And see, I have to give it to them in nuggets, because you know how it is when you get somebody new, if you give them too much information, they get overwhelmed and they walk away and they back up. But if I'm gonna explain to them about silver and they go silver, they have different feelings. They know this business is real. They know it's legitimate. They know, all right, she told me this. I did it. It happened. And I just got a paycheck. I just got an email that said, you've got money. What in the world is happening? They have tangible items now they can show their spouse or their skeptical Uncle Bob that keeps heckling them on Facebook. They have ways that they can show others to help, just solidify that what they're doing is legitimate. A lot of people, and I know people struggle with, negative self-talk. And I know people think immediately, I can't do that. I can't. Show them that they can. Show them that they can. Grab their hand and walk them through that. Walk them through it fast and help them. I had a girl, my kids do community theater here in Dallas. And I have a second position in Plexus. And you all probably realize this when you hit diamond. If you get to 6,000 points, they allow you to re-enter under yourself and become your own ambassador underneath yourself. So my whole goal is my second position is going to be all theater people. So I've got all these theater friends, and it's fascinating. I have a girl who sat with me as an ambassador for a year. And then out of the blue one day, she just woke up and said she just felt frumpy. And she was tired of the way she felt. She used to be a triathlete. She'd gained 40 pounds. She's like, Roz, I think I just want to do it. And I was like, well, then let's get in there and get it done. In 48 hours, the girl went silver. The next 48 hours, she got 3 more. She went silver again, silver twice, just because she drew a line in the sand and decided to do it. I look at myself as a leader and think, you know what? I probably could have helped her earlier. I probably could have dug a little bit more to find out her needs and her desires and how she felt now. Because if I had asked her, what would you like to do with this? I see you're trying these products. What is it your ultimate goal is? She might have been a little bit more honest with me and shared some private information about herself, that she was 40 pounds overweight and she was a triathlete and she'd love to get back there. I didn't know all that until she'd been an ambassador for a year. Shame on me. I need to know the why of all my people that sign up. When I know their why, I know I can help them go silver. I can help them. I know I'm invested in them in that way. At that point, I'm like, oh my gosh, these are now my friends. Their problems become my problems, and I want to help them solve their problems. And this is something that could actually help them. And so I wrap my arms around them and I help them go silver. And now after I helped her go silver, now I'm calling up everybody. I'm like, hey, who else wants to go silver? And us leaders in the company, we're always learning, always. We don't know everything, and we skin our knees, and that's the best part for y'all. Let us make all the mistakes, and then we'll tell you all. We'll skin our knees all day long. And I just love to call my team and say, guys, I totally messed up. Don't do this. I did a big video on that 2 or 3 leaders retreats ago. because I gave up and I took my foot off the pedal when I thought, there's no way that I can win it. And then I lost a shopping. Oops, sorry. My daughter's friends are FaceTiming her.
Real life.
But I took my very first, I guess this was probably 2014, my very first shopping spree. I missed it by 9 people. 9. And that's when the shopping spree was $5,000. Yeah, that hurt. And why? Because I was so focused on helping one of my level 1s go emerald. Her name is Rachel Neagle. She's one of our diamonds. That I took my foot off the gas and I thought, I can't get that. No, I could have gotten it like that with just putting on my blinders, picking up the phone, not being afraid of that phone and calling people. So I made this long video about it. And I was like, guys, do not take your foot off the pedal. Go all the way down to the wire. I mean, there's a girl just 2 days ago that in 4 days, she went from 281 points to credits to 900 credits and just got on the boat. How? She watched that Brenda Bobo Sanders video that everybody's sharing. And she decided, hey, if Brenda could do it, I can do. And she just did it. I have 2 girls who did the same on my team today. I got 3 Jules on my team that thought that they didn't have a shot. And now they're all gunning for it. They were all on a Marco Polo right before this going, Roz, get in here, let's play. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys. So don't take your foot off the pedal. Now you'll notice, and I did this, didn't I, Emily? I'll go down all these rabbit trails. I'll go down like rabbit trails all day long because something pops in my head. I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta tell them that. And then I gotta tell them this.
It's great.
And then I gotta tell them that.
Just do it. Do it.
But it is,
love it.
It is 9:35 and I said I would talk for 30 minutes. So I apologize for going over 5.
You just
I am
Roz.
grateful.
We're fine.
So I'm so thankful.
I want to hear you talk a little bit about, because one of the things that really was an eye-opener for me when you spoke at the Ruby and Zebra, you said, if you are telling people that silver is just getting your products paid for, you're giving them a disservice. And can you share a little bit about that, about what you tell people thinking beyond that and what happens next month and what they get to participate in that way?
Absolutely. Because getting products paid for, that there's so much more to it that if you're not explaining it to them, then they don't see the possibilities in this business. And explaining that to them really is peeling away the compensation plan and explaining to them what the compensation plan is. And you do that by explaining what silver is and then telling them, hey, if you go silver, you know what this is going to mean? And literally putting pen to paper, y'all. Because people say, oh, you get your products paid for. It's like, well, you also just got 15 points. I mean, then you can explain the pay point and how your residual income has just now begun. That also allows you to explain why it's really vital if you've got a lot of customers to flip them to ambassadors. You get that opportunity because you just explained pay point. Guys, it is so vital to just not sit back and say, oh yeah, get your products paid for. Come on, let's do it. Guys, take that opportunity to show them the hope in what this business is. And sharing real numbers is big with people. Financially sharing with people how much money they can really make at this is big. You know, I'm now sitting at a salary where I make more in a month than I made as a whole year as a director of advertising at an ad agency in Dallas. It's crazy. It's insane. And the crazy thing is, it's not just me. All my girlfriends are doing the same thing. I mean, Celeste is making gangster money, and that chick's never worked a day in her life. I mean, the money is real, but it's so much more than just the money, and we all know that. Being part of something that helps other people, being part of something where we all have a combined effort and get to do this together. I mean, when I was in corporate America, y'all, we were clawing at each other to get to the top. I've never seen that with this company. I've seen more people champion each other to the top and wrap their arms around each other. I'm encouraging people to hit ranks and rank up, encouraging people to jump in and do their best. And when they skin their knees, grab them and put your arms around them and help. That never happened in corporate America. We are so lucky and so blessed to be not only in this business, but in this network marketing business. I mean, I've got lots of friends that were in all kinds of other stuff. I have people who sell handbags and candles and whatever else they're out there selling. And that's great because that works for them and that's fine. But that's not a consumable product that has a target market that is men and women and children and adults like ours. There's nothing out there like that. or that everything's done, over email, and we don't house, products in our garage. One of my diamond ambassadors was $15,000 in debt from another network marketing company when she started Plexus. She had to sell a car to get out of that debt, and she's now a diamond with Plexus. Yeah, it took her a while to get her husband to get on board with that one, let me tell you.
I bet it did.
It's crazy. It was crazy.
Oh.
But all in all, if I can just impress more than anything is, just being real with your team, being honest with your customers, following up like crazy with your customers, treating people like they want to be treated, period, whether it's your team or it's customers. That's how my team's been able to build the way it has. We have, it's been amazing. We all have this just common goal. We all work together. We have, lots of community in my team. We do lots of events. We just try everything we can to keep this whole One Plexus culture going and going strong. And the great thing is everybody around us gets to take advantage of that. And so you guys just know, anybody on my team would be happy to help anybody else out there. That's kind of just our jam. It's kind of what we do. I really hope that all of you all that are, have made the leaders retreat, the cruise. I'm so proud of you guys. That's fabulous. For those that are still working, you guys, there's still spots. So go after it. For those of you that might not make it this year, guys, make that a goal and make it happen next year, because you can easily pick up that phone. You can get away from hiding behind that computer, and you can pick up that phone. You can talk to people. You can explain to them what this business means and if it hasn't happened for you, explain how it happened, with all of us. Share our diamond documentaries. We all have stories. I was just like everybody else, y'all. I rolled into that Lexus dealership with a hail-dented minivan that didn't have working doors to get my Lexus. Y'all, before this, we didn't go out to eat unless we had a coupon. Y'all, I only shopped on sale racks. I don't think I'd ever bought anything anywhere but Target or Walmart, clothes or anything. I wasn't unhappy, but guys, it just goes to show where I was just like everybody else. And I just, have the same computer, I have the same software, and I have the same line of products. I just had that desire where I was like, I'm just not going to let anything derail me. I'm just going to make this happen. And I'm going to make it happen for my family because they deserve it. And, my gosh, I've been working for 19 years in advertising. I deserve it too. I deserve to finally just say, okay, I'm going to put myself first. I'm going to do something special for myself. And it's going to just, in turn, going to be able to bless my family. And now all I want to do is get all my best friends in this with me, because there is nothing more fun than sharing this business with your closest friends. So
I
thank
love
you.
that, Roz. Oh my gosh. I could sit and listen to you forever. I really, I'd love to ask if you're open for one question, because I think there's one thing that there are a lot of people, they want to know the answer to this question.
Okay.
Haley was brave enough to ask it, but I know it's on more minds than just Haley. And she says, I'm always afraid I'll scare people off by talking more about the business than just telling them to get their products paid for.
Okay.
What do you say to that?
Okay. When I talk about the business, I talk to people about what that freedom is. I'm like, hey, listen, if you need to make a couple extra dollars, you could, go get you can go to a second job, or if you need any help, making ends meet or whatnot, you can easily make a little bit of side money here, with Plexus. I'll say things like, I don't push it. I don't talk really long when I talk about the business. I just throw it out there. And someone's like, I think I'm going to go back to teaching. And I'm like, girl, you should talk to me. I can show you really fast how just by sharing these products, you could really, really make a nice lucrative income. And it's fabulous because the whole time you're helping other people out. These are products people actually really need. You're just a middleman. I said, if you're interested in hearing more about it, let me tell you, because it's amazing. And that's it. There is a bit of a fine line, because I've had some of my downline when I've had like coaching calls, and they're like, well, Roz, I said blah, 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 blah. And I think, oh my gosh, if somebody said that to me, I wouldn't want to work. I wouldn't want to join your team. Sometimes it's just being completely real and transparent about what the financial freedom could mean for them. Find out why they would need any type of freedom. Maybe they say, my husband's about to be laid off, and say, listen, I know that's stressful. I can't even imagine it. But if you want to do anything on the side to make a little bit of extra money, I'm more than happy to show you how you can do it with this company. And you know what? You could join my team or join somebody else's team. Really doesn't matter at this point, but I'd be happy to talk to you about how you can get yourself out from under the situation. And that's happened before. I've had people that might talk to me and might join somebody else's team, and everyone's like, oh, I can't believe you spent all that time with that girl. That's all right. The Lord knew where he wanted that girl. He knew she wasn't going to be on my team. He knew the whole time she was going to be on somebody else's team. And when I can tell myself that and be comfortable with that, then the door's wide open for me. And I don't have to, play this game or be this, manipulating ambassador where I'm all like, oh, that's my person. And no, I can just go to people and say, do you think you could use an extra $200 to $500 a month? And they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I've been, really struggling. I've got this new daycare I want to put my little girl in, but I can't afford it. I was like, let's talk. We can get that paid for in a heartbeat. I'll show you how to do that with this business. It's crazy how easy it is. You share this with a few people, the right people, you got that paid for. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, my gosh, your little girl, she'd have this, you'd be at the daycare you wanted her at. All of a sudden you're talking about her dream and making her dream come true. You're not talking about her picking up the phone and calling people to sell them a product. You're explaining to her what that freedom is going to look like. And you share in that story with her and that dialogue with her and let her understand and maybe really think through, you know what, you're right. You're right. You know what, I might want to do this. I might want to give this a shot. So again, just being honest, real, and meet them where they are at their need, instead of just randomly throwing a dart at the board. Hi, I'm Roz, and I sure would like you to join my team. I really want to find out about the person and what they need first. And it's the same goes with products. I don't just call people and say, hey, I'm Roz. You want to try the triplex? I'll say to them, hey, I've got these products, y'all. They're helping with everything from ADD, ADHD, autoimmune issues, migraines. Do you know anyone who deals with any of that? They're like, well, yeah, my dad. I go, diabetes? Oh, my dad's a type 2 diabetic. Like, well, listen, that's slim. It was created for type 2 diabetics, actually. If you're interested, he can give it a try. Try it for 2 months, get all his money back, but it might be worth a shot. You think you might want to give it a try? Now I know. They have a father who struggles with type 2 diabetes. I know there's a need there. So my approaching them isn't just random. It isn't, I'm just trying to get you to buy something. It's, I have something that could help your daddy. So if you're interested, I'll help you get that, and I'll help you order that, and I'll help support him the whole time and see if in him taking this the correct way, this could really help him. It's just the way you approach it, you guys. It really is. It's all about the people. Take away the fact that this is a business and there's money and there's points and there's prizes and there's this and this. The Lord's going to honor effort when you're loving on other people. I guarantee it.
I love that, Roz. I think for me, what really changed my ability to recruit people to the business was once I realized I was just the facilitator helping people visualize where they wanted to be.
Exactly.
And it was just planting that seed. Just like you plant the seed with the products, you plant the seed with the business. Because in my experience, anyone is capable of being successful if you can help them see the path to get there.
Absolutely. 100%.
So I just thank you so much, Roz, for giving us your time tonight.
Sure.
So appreciate you. And
Absolutely.
I love your stories and your tangents and all of it.
Thank you.
Perfect. So thank you for being with us tonight.
Sure.
We love you, Roz.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm honored. You guys have a great night. Take care and go Plexus.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Leaders Retreat, guys. You can do it.